Right back at you with another ISO Swish show. My name is Chris.
And my name is Mark.
And he is back.
Yes. Woo! So good to be back. So good.
How's the rehab on the knee going?
It's going well. Third day in on rehab. So it's tight. You know, they're pushing and pulling and joints I didn't know I even had, man. So,
right.
But it's a long road, but I'm ready. I'm just glad to be back in the studio with my main man, Chris, right
I
now.
hear you.
Yes.
On today's episode, we're going to talk all kinds of stuff. We got the Toronto Raptors breakdown. We're going to talk LaMelo Ball, Cole Anthony, James Wiseman, Karl Anthony Towns. We got so much stuff going on.
Who are we not going to talk about?
I don't know. What about the shoes?
Hey, shoes today. We got an inspiration from the King himself in his latest collaboration with Nike. So stay tuned for that, man.
That would be LeBron James.
That'd be LeBron James. So, hey, are you ready, man?
Always ready, man.
Let's go.
All right, mad props for this episode. Now, this is kind of weird, okay? So, Dion Waiters, who is a guard for the Miami Heat, was on a plane going from one place to another, as you do on planes.
Of
course. And one of his teammates gave him some gummy bears. Unbeknownst to Dion Waiters, these were edible gummy bears, okay? He took them, had a panic attack. The Miami Heat suspended him for 2 weeks, lost $1.1 million of his hard-earned NBA dollars. Why, then, you may ask, Chris, why does he get mad props for that?
Yeah.
He gets mad props because he didn't snitch.
Right.
Snitches get stitches.
Snitches.
Well, howdy, partner.
Man, how do?
I'm doing just fine.
Man, I reckon you is.
We gotta go get them gunslingers down by the general store.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. This has gotten to be
That's
totally out of
corny.
control.
Yes.
Totally out of control. Now, what we're going to talk about right now is the gunslingers, the guys who come off the bench and get straight buckets in the NBA.
Just light it up.
Totally light it up.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the first guy I want to talk about. He's an ex-MVP of the league, so we should assume that he's going to do this, and that's Derrick Rose. Playing for the Detroit Pistons, coming off the bench. He's averaging right now 18.7 points a game and 6 assists. He's killing it.
Right. Okay. And the second guy we're going to talk about is Devontae Graham from the Charlotte team. And, man, I tell you one thing. Dude's averaging 18 and 7. Mm-hmm. He's lighted up. Second-year player from Kansas. And my thing is, Terry Rozier is getting all this money and all this publicity. Needs to watch his back for the young fellas on his heels.
Watch your back, homie.
On his heels coming up.
Watch your back.
Who you got next, man?
The next guy is, it's Sweet Lou. It's Lou Williams. Lou Williams has won 3 back-to-back Sixth Man of the Year award recipient. So this is what he does. In all actuality, he's getting starter minutes, but he comes in the game and he just fills it up. Right now, he's averaging 22.3 points a game for the Los Angeles Clippers. So those are our gunslingers for this episode. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
This is a segment we call Back to the Present.
Back to the present.
I love this segment, man, because it showcases players from the past who some of you all may not know about. Chris and I know about a lot of players from the past because we grew up watching basketball, and most of you people have as well. So this segment, we're going to take a player that we like and throw him in the time tunnel and see who comes out. So let's take, how about Moses Malone?
Oh,
Big Moses. Fo.
Remember that? Moses Malone.
Let's do that, man.
Throw him in.
Okay. It's a whirlwind.
It's a whirlwind. Oh, here it comes. Cat!
Oh,
My man, Karl Anthony Towns. Now, this guy plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves, as most of you guys know. He's averaging 22 and 12 for his career, 25 and 12 this year. Wow. Very similar to Moses' career stats of 20 and 12.
Those are some heavy numbers, man.
Right. Now, in today's NBA, most guys are shooting threes, so Moses didn't shoot threes.
Right.
But this is a very, very good comparison. Back to the present.
Cool. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is a touchy subject in the NBA, and it's called tanking.
Tanking.
And it's not like going to Costco and filling up your Isuzu or did I say Isuzu? Is that
Isuzu?
Kevin Spriggs used to have an Isuzu. Oh man, Kevin Spriggs used to have an Isuzu. Anyway, yeah, it's an unwritten thing in the NBA, and it's teams that tend to pull away from the win towards the end of the season by losing some games here and there, and getting ready in anticipation for that number one pick.
They want the number one pick.
They want the number one pick. So in our little segment here, we decided to go with three guys who we think some of these lower tier teams are going to be tanking for. So our first guy is Cole Anthony out of UNC. He's only played one game, but it was a dynamic game.
Yeah, I talked about it last week when I was all by myself. Last week.
You did a great job, by the way, by yourself.
I appreciate that.
Great job.
Appreciate that. Yeah, he killed it last week.
Yeah, he did. He dropped 34 points. He had, 11 assists?
Yep.
And it was just a monstrous game for a freshman.
Right. That's killer. I think the New York Knicks need to be tanking for Cole Anthony.
The Knicks need all the help they can get.
Without a doubt.
Right.
The next guy he's in a shaky NCAA weird whirlpool right now, and that's James Wiseman, the big center from the University of Memphis. I don't know what's going on with him. He, one day he can play, the next day he can't. There's an appeal. Penny Hardaway, his coach, is going back and forth. It's a wacky situation, but no matter what, forget all that. He's going to be top 5 next year in the NBA draft. The dude can really, really go. He's long. He can hit the three. He's your prototypical NBA big.
Big man.
Right now.
7'1" cat.
7'1", 240 pounds. He can
big
go.
Dude.
He can show enough.
Versatile. Yeah, and then the third guy we got is LaMelo Ball. And he's doing his thing in it was Australian League.
He's doing his thing in Australia, and he's averaging like 13, 14 points a game. As an 18-year-older playing in the top Australian league, he's killing it right now. He's about 6'7", 6'8" point guard.
Okay.
And I think he's going to be fantastic. I really, really do. We got to work on his shot a little bit better, but what he does extremely well is pass that rock. So, NBA scouts are going to be eating that up.
Right. So those are our picks for the top 3 we think some of these low-tier teams, I say low-tier, are going to be tanking for. So who are you tanking for?
Who you tanking for? All right, so here on ISO Swish, we love to give you a team breakdown every once in a while. And today, let's look into the Toronto Raptors. Now, this team, of course, won a championship last year, 2018-2019 season, led by Mr. Robot, Kawhi Leonard, who's not there anymore. He's playing for the Clippers. So who's going to lead the Toronto Raptors this year? It would be Mr. Pascal Siakam, which I always have a hard time saying. Now, he is killing the league right now. He had an unbelievable first game of the season, and I watched that game, and he had like 34 points, 35 points. And it's almost like he is morphing into a watered down Giannis. That's what it seems like.
Interesting perspective.
Okay, that's what it seems like. So they got Pat McGraw, Kyle Lowry, Marc Gasol, Fred VanVleet. They got Stanley Johnson, who came from Detroit. They got a really solid team. Do you think, Mr. Mark, they're going to be in the playoffs, and how deep do you think they're going to go?
I think with their pedigree, they have a championship pedigree already set in place, and with players like VanVleet, I think so. With the Kyle Lowry's hurt right now. He's got the thumb injury, so that may be a hindrance, depending on how early he comes back. But I'm thinking lower 8th place, maybe in the playoffs, and making a push.
You think that low 8th place?
Man, I just don't think that they have without Kawhi. I just don't think that they have the final push they need to make it to the
name Finals. Some teams that are better than them: Boston, Milwaukee, Philly. Who else?
I'm still thinking Charlotte may be better than them, and then in the end, the Wizards, the Wizards are my team as a pick of the year. Mark my words.
So the Wizards are gonna make the playoffs?
I think the Wizards are gonna make the playoffs. I honestly do. I mean, people call me crazy for that, but
behind Bradley Beal and the Michael Jordan of Japan,
right? Hachimura.
Okay,
we're gonna catch flack for that.
Yeah,
but that's my take. Yeah.
Okay. There's the Toronto Raptors. 2019-2020 breakdown. All right. As you guys know, last week we did not have a kick time, and I was a little upset because we didn't have any shoes.
I was upset watching it, man, because we didn't have a kick time.
We didn't have a kick time, but now we do. We are back. What are we rocking?
This time we have the LeBron 17. All right. This is the Future Air. And this was his first version of the shoe, that he put out this year of this style. It quickly sold out. It came out in September, and it incorporates the Air Max and Zoom Air technology on the Knitposit material.
Preach, brother, preach.
Knitposit. Can you say that 5 times? Yeah. But it's a dope shoe, man. I mean,
I like it. I like it. I don't know if you guys can really see this, but it has this kind of ruffled cloth weirdness going on the outside.
It's like 3-dimensional almost.
It has a hologram tongue that has the king, the lion logo on it.
Yeah.
It does come with this weird little keychain thing that says "remove before launch."
Yeah.
I don't know why you would need that.
But LeBron's taking off.
Yeah, but that's cool. It has his signature on the bottom there. So these are pretty cool.
Pretty dope.
I would.
Would you dare rock these, man?
I would rock these.
Okay.
I would definitely rock it because they're not outlandish. They're just mostly white with a little orange.
Yeah.
And I think they're kind of cool. I like them.
It's a good summer shoe. I mean,
yeah. I wouldn't be walking through the snow with these.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think they're super cool. Now these I know come out in multiple colors, red and purple and all kinds of different colors. So that's pretty cool. So these are the LeBron 17
Future Airs.
Well, we really appreciate you guys watching this episode. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And also hit us up on Instagram at The ISO Swish Show. That's The ISO Swish Show. Like always, my name is Chris.
And my name is Mark.
We're the ISO Swish Show. And we are out.
Now, this is a little segment we...
Blah, 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 blah.
I keep saying little segment. It's not a little segment. It's a big segment.
Well, howdy, partner.
Man, how do?
I'm doing just fine.
Man, I reckon you is.
We gotta go get them gunslingers down by the general store.
Yeah.